All right, guys. So let me show you something super interesting. You know, I want to see if I can transform the background of this Yes, of course, she's already in a fine backdrop, but I want to see the possibilities of what I can do with it, especially being that it's shot in my favorite background, gray. So I want to see what I can do with it and see if we can move it to something even more beautiful and how we can scale through the issue of the fact that this is not a pure, a plain gray background. Will have reflections and will have, other colors interfering, which might affect the results. So I want to quickly show you. I tried doing it and I encountered some issues which I figured out. So I want to quickly show you how you can as well, figure it out and be able to fix same issue in case you're working with an image that you didn't shoot in gray background and you want to put it into something like this. So without wasting much of the time, let's get started. The first thing I will do is to make sure that my image is cropped with 4x5. So we'll have some pixels out there. So we'll just have to make sure that our content aware field is selected as we'll press OK. So that with that selected, we'll make sure that the edges are completely filled up. Then after that, I'm going to make a separation of my object from the background by using my select subject. Yeah, these are pretty easy work to do. So I'm selecting inverse, then go closer to make sure that your selections are exactly what you want them to be. So you don't have to, struggle with the edges later on, although you can still do that. All right, so this area, same thing here, same thing here, the same thing over here. And the same thing over here. Remove the finger tip. Okay. We'll come down. I think this is our address. So make sure we'll have that contained. Or of course, add this area. And this area as well. Okay, so once this is gone, we're going to make a duplicate of my original background layer. Right, click on it and go to layer via cut. So now we'll have our object on a separate layer and our background on a separate layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blur this background out. But now I'm not going to be using the regular one we always use called Gaussian blur. I'm going to use field blur because I need it to, overlook the textures and even blur it out for me. So just get it somewhere around here. I'll press OK. Let's see the work it does. Beautiful. So once that is done, make sure your object layer is above and your background layer is beneath. Now it's time to bring in our background. So we'll go over to our background and drag it right in here. Where is it? I think it's somewhere here. All right. So once with our background, I'm also going to crop our background the same 4x5 size so that I'll make sure it fits into our image. Same content aware turned on, press OK, and boom, it's done. So unlock your layers, pick up your move tool and drag it over to your image right here. Drop it over your image and just scale it in to fit. Beautiful. So I'm thinking of actually compositing it, somewhere around here. I don't know if that's gonna look good at the end of the day. Doesn't look bad. We can actually try that when we're done with our shadow restorations and all of that and see how it looks on our image. So we'll just clip here. I think this scale size is enough already. Okay, we'll need to push in a little bit more. Beautiful. Press OK. So I'm going to be changing the blend mode of this. Now, this is where it takes a little turn. Remember, on a normal day, we would have chosen overlay, right? But in this one, I'm going to be choosing multiply because of the shadows I want to restore. Of course, this can give us shadow, but not exactly the way multiply will do. So I'll keep it in multiply. So if you look at the shadows we'll have in multiply now, it's more natural. it's more natural, and we can even bring back this, edge on that background over there. That is if we wish to. But I still feel my background needs to lighten up a little. So you can make a duplicate of the background and change the second one to overlay. So it gives you more saturated background and also gives you more depth. So I'm going to, bring this down. So now it's time to restore our shadows. We'll go to our main object, to our main background, create a mask for it, and just restore the shadow right where it was, including the reflection. Beautiful. Then create a mask for my object. Check out the hair. I feel the hair needs to be touched a little to make sure it blends in perfectly well. Okay, so like I said initially, I feel like moving them around. So let's see what it will look like if we actually position it by the side. That will be a bad cup position. So we'll keep it exactly where it was. The next thing to do, of course, is to create a global color grading. So I'll go to my color lookup tables and just find something really beautiful. Oof, this is good. This is beautiful. But I think we'll find other things. Let's see other ones and see how they handle our image. Nice one. Really, really beautiful. Okay, so I think I'm gonna stick with this. Or this has more contrast. This is slightly hazy, but it gives more realistic feel than this. So let's stick with this. And we are good to go. This is the overall before. This is the after. Let me show you that the background, the before, the after. Now you can decide to do anything you want on this image. You can decide to push up the colors. I'm going to create a stamp-visible layer, push it into my camera raw filter, and maybe add some little color and push the contrast, just a little to spice things up. So I might just increase the contrast a little, open up my shadows, reduce the highlights slightly, or even increase it slightly as well. Then go all the way down to calibration and, maybe saturate a little bit. Beautiful. I love the tones on the skin, the background, and all of that. Press OK. So the last thing I want to do is to add some shines and glamours to her. But before we do that, we need to restore details back. So to do that, I'm going to mat everything back up like this. Then to restore my details, I'll just go to my NBP Ultra Sharp. It's a plugin I use to restore details to my image. Quite a beautiful one. So we'll have the small, medium. We'll have the small, medium, medium, large, and large. So I think I need quite a large skin texture restoration on this. So just keep it somewhere around here and we are good to go. So I'm going to match both of them up together. Then create a coarse adjustment layer. That I'm going to use my MBP Lumi Zone. So the idea is to just, make the highlights shine, which is the strip of her leg, some part of her chest, and all of that. So we'll just go to the highlights over here. So I think I need something, not quite strong, beautiful. So I think that targeted just her dress, but let's be sure. Can keep this here, so we can have our Lumi Zone activated. Make sure you're on the mask. Or rather, just brighten it up. The mask is working already. So you notice the moment I'm brightening up that some specific areas are gaining light because we targeted the highlight, but that is not exactly what we want to do. So I'm going to reset, deactivate the mask, create another one, and select a larger highlight. Beautiful. So that captures even her legs in it. Let's be sure. Still capturing only the dress. Although a little bit of the face and here and there, but that is not where I want it. I want both the legs selected, so we'll make it larger. We'll expand the mask a little bit. So now using this, let's use something in between. So this should give me a little bit of her legs too. Good. Press Ctrl I. Oh, rather, we're already working on a mask. I'm going to remove that mask and just create it by myself since it's not selecting well. Make a very tiny streak of light over here. Beautiful. to the center for the chest area. Now we can decide to feather it, which just gives us that beautiful glow that we can even decide to make even brighter. And that is what we have at the end of the day. Thank you so much for watching this amazing video. Let me show you the overall before and after of everything we have created. So this was the image when we came in, and this is the final result, the before, the after. Thank you so much for watching this amazing video. Do make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you have subscribed already, click on the notification bell so that you don't miss any single video that would drop or upload here in the nearest future. One more time, thank you for watching. See you on the next one.